Guys, welcome back to my channel. I am here to give you guys an update on my very first baseline ultrasound appointment and blood work. This is IVF round 2. If you don't know, our first cycle that we did back in April did not work. So we are starting round 2. If you are new here, please subscribe to the channel. If you already subscribed, welcome back. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date on all the newest videos that I release. And make sure you give this video a like. So, yep, this morning was my first baseline appointment. Just leaving the doctor's office, and this was a little different than the last time. I did blood work and I did the ultrasound. There are no cysts, so that's great news so far. But I don't know yet how many antral follicles I have to start, so I'm supposed to get an update from my nurse later on today. The last time they gave me how many antral follicles I had right there, but I think it just depends on the ultrasound tech. This lady that I saw today, I did see her a couple times last time, and she really didn't give me a lot of information then either. So I'm thinking that it's maybe just how she is. But yeah, the other ultrasound tech gave me a number right away. So we'll see what they say. I'll let you guys know later on today when they call me. But I don't know. At first I was like, is that a bad sign? But I'm just not gonna overthink this, and we'll see what they say when it's time. So I did take my first round of stimulation meds today. I had been priming all this time, and then I stopped my priming, and now I'm taking Gonal-F, Lupron, and Menopur in the morning. Same thing in the evening, but also adding human growth hormone, which I was also priming with. So a few more medications this time. So far, everything's been fine. The only thing I will say is that Menopur burned like a you-know-what when I gave it to myself this morning. So that was different. But yeah, everything else is going well. No complaints, no problems. But it really is like day 1 of stims. So we'll see how long I go. Last time I went 14 days. And this time we'll see if I go that long, because I have more medication. So who knows? All right, I'll give you an update when they give me a call. Some things I did differently this time around was to focus on self-care. Initially, I did my research, searching for all the reasons why things didn't work out. And then I got a few second opinions from some other fertility doctors on our case, and they gave me some great advice. I also connected with friends who had gone through IVF and asked for them to share with me their experiences and to also share any advice that they had. Everyone was supportive and encouraged me to continue to advocate for myself. I allowed myself to pine and grieve for just a few weeks, and then I moved on to my mental health. I worked on my relationship with God a lot, and I worked hard to renew my faith in letting go of control. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 tells us, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." I spent time talking to my therapist as well, and worked really hard with her on the tools that I could use in managing my anxiety around this process. Of course, I still feel anxious at moments, but she helped me in having self-awareness and being able to calm my anxiety whenever I was triggered. She would say, "Are we going to take this next cycle one appointment at a time, or are we going to focus on larger chunks of the process?" I decided to focus on one appointment at a time this time around. One thing my therapist told me that made me feel really good was that infertility is hard for anyone going through it. It'll cause stress, anxiety, and maybe even some depression. So she encouraged me not to feel bad for any of the emotions that I was feeling. You really have to do the work to not get stuck in a place of failure. After all, these experiences build the foundation that we need so that we can learn and keep moving forward. Do the things that you love. My faith, my husband, and my hobbies really helped me to get through this hard time as well. Hey y'all, I am back with another update from my nurse, and so far everything's looking good, she said. We're fine to keep proceeding, which is a relief. She did give me an update on the antral follicles. So let me just back up and tell you guys, if you're not sure what an antral follicle is, or if you're not even sure what a follicle is, I just want to take some time to explain what that is. So your ovaries, you have 2 ovaries, and your ovaries produce follicles, and the follicles are what holds the eggs. So your body naturally, once a month, produces many follicles, and one follicle becomes kind of the lead follicle, the dominant one, and your body produces usually enough hormones to tell you to release only one of those follicles at a time, which will release an egg. Sometimes people might release more than one egg. That can result in twins naturally, or that egg that you release can get fertilized and can split into 2 different embryos. So that's another way to get twins. Those are identical twins. If you release 2 eggs and 2 sperm fertilize that is fraternal twins. So they just look like brother and sister. I digress. So yeah, follicles. So antral follicles are kind of like the baseline that the doctors use to gauge maybe how many you're gonna produce in an IVF cycle. So if you kind of think of the antral follicles as like a seed that is planted in the soil, and that is where your follicles will grow from. I hope that made sense. So that is kind of where they judge. And that's why this morning I was like, well, how many antral follicles do I have? Because she didn't tell me. So the nurse told me that I have 5 on the right and 2 on the left side. My last cycle, I had 5 on the right and 4 on the left side. But it's tricky because you just never know how many you're gonna produce. I had 4 on the left and 5 on the right the last time, but I also produced 11 eggs at egg retrieval. But most of them came from the right side. So I actually had more come on the right than they predicted in the antral follicles. I'm sorry, I keep saying that wrong. So it's a baseline. They don't really know until you start getting monitoring appointments after you've been on your stems for a while. So today is Wednesday, October 13th. My next appointment will be on Tuesday. I think that's the 19th. Could be wrong, but the 19th. So I'm going to decrease my Lupron medication down from 20 units to 5 units on Saturday, and everything else will stay the same. And then I go in for monitoring on Tuesday. That's kind of a long time between appointments. It's like almost 7 days, which is weird. Before I went in a little bit sooner than that. So I don't know. Maybe they just have so many people now that they can't take people every other day. It works for me. That means I don't have to miss as much work, at least in the mornings. So I'll give you another update when we have that appointment to kind of check in and let you know how things are going. But so far I feel good. Gonna take my next round of medications tonight. And then I'm just gonna try to eat well during this time as much as possible. I've been eating fairly healthy. Definitely had some days that were not so healthy, but just trying to keep that Mediterranean diet as much as possible, cutting back on dairy and gluten and increasing my protein. And that's what my acupuncturist recommended as well. So I'll be doing that. If you guys would like to see what I eat in a day for a fertility diet, just let me know in the comments below and I will make that video for you. But yeah, that's the update for now, and I will come back to you soon with more information. So if you would like to stay posted and keep updated on when I release a new video, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you if you're not already a subscriber. And also make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you can be alerted when I release new content. And then also give this video a thumbs up. All right, guys. Well, I will check in with you later. Bye.